So I know a funny joke about oats.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm Scottish. You know, I love to have oats. And the English used to say something about, well, we just feed our oats to horses. And the retort from the Scots were, well, that's why the English have such fine horses and Scots have such fine men. Because we eat our oats. I'm glad I got that joke right. I'm terrible at doing oats. Anyway, back to food.
Moving on. This is when I lean more towards my Caribbean heritage.
I'm going to use my fine rolled oats to make a base for my cheesecake instead of the biscuits that would normally be used.
You're using oats instead?
Yeah.
Instead of digestive?
Yeah. You're looking really sceptical.
Oh,
Just you
Joe,
wait.
Joe.
Just you wait. OK, so I'm going to blitz them a little bit in my food processor until they resemble digestive biscuits.
Nice. And at this stage is when you add in lots of butter to the digestive biscuits to give you that rich cheesecake base, right?
Instead, that's not what we're going to do, Mike. We are going to pour in some, guess what, extra virgin olive oil. I've got about 4 tablespoons here. Just you wait, you're going to love this one. I promise. OK, and then I am adding just a little bit of honey, partly because this is going to help the oats come together and stick the crumb together, partly because, you know, honey's also just a tasty sweetener.
Beautiful.
Adds some flavour. So, but mostly I'm using the honey here just to help the oats to stick together. And then don't add too much water. Don't be too, you know, boisterous here. Just add a little at a while. You don't want this to get too sticky. I just want it to come together and no more.
OK.
So a little bit crumbly.
Can I ask why water?
What else would I use?
You could use the yoghurt.
Oh. Oh, well, I like that. I thought you were going to tell me something like, you know...
No, I know how you like to
butter,
cook.
cream.
But
I thought you were
no,
going to say milk, actually.
Yeah,
but yogurt.
No,
Yeah,
you could use a little bit of the yogurt to just help bring it together, and then you'll get a little bit more caramelisation with the bake.
I like that. OK, next time we'll try that. No, I did like that. Nice idea, Mike. OK, so tip it into the bowl. And then just spread it around the bottom. And I've pre-lined this. I did sort of oil. And if you've got one of these spring-form tins, it does make it easier. I have actually made this in just a Pyrex dish.
Yeah.
And it does tip out nicely as long as you use your baking paper to line it. But it works a treat. So when you've pressed that into the bottom of your tin, basically, we're just going to pop that into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes at, and I'm going to surprise you here, 160.
Way!
A little bit lower. I don't want it to burn. It's quite thin.
Awesome.
OK, while that's baking,
Yeah.
we can make the filling. I think it's time I got you working. Mike,
I've
come on.
been enjoying just watching the master at work here, Joe.
Right. Well, you know, I thought, you know, you've got such a good beating arm. I'm going to get you started on the filling. So 3 eggs into the
Okay.
bowl. I'm going to use some Greek yogurt. So it's more of a yogurty cheese filling.
OK.
You know, I was trying to remember what my mum used to put in her filling. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it had gelatin.
Would
and
have been.
Would it have
like,
cream in it?
Yeah, cream cheese, old school cheesecakes, gelatin.
Yeah.
I don't know why we used to put gelatin in it. I don't think it's necessary at all.
Yeah.
There's still recipes floating around with it for sure.
OK.
Do you want this whisk first?
So, yeah, it's up, yeah. And then you're going to add in the cream cheese, some Greek yogurt. And then here is my secret ingredient for reducing the overall amount of sugar. This is a really clever product. So this is reducing the amount of sugar, so the impact on your blood glucose levels as well, and the overall calories by about 1/4, 25%. And it's
That's
a
amazing.
blend. Yeah, it's clever, isn't it? And it's one of my favourite alternative sweeteners. It's a natural sweetener. It's called monkfruit. And so they've used the monkfruit to reduce the amount of sugar. But what's clever about this, compared to some other alternative sugars, is actually this functions like sugar.
It's a like-for-like product.
The dessert. Yeah, and you use it in the same amount as you would the regular
that's
sugar.
That's amazing.
OK, ready for the sugar?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool, cool, cool.
Oh, a little bit at a time. I'm joking.
It's not one of your delicate little pastry tarty recipes. This is a bung it in, get it, you know, get it mixed.
That's it. It's a Joe recipe.
No fandangled sort of stuff happening over here. And just that squeeze, half a lemon.
Love that.
OK, I think it's looking
You happy
good.
with that?
I am very happy. OK, so once the crust is ready, after that 10 minutes or so, it should be just starting to go a little golden brown. We're going to pour the filling onto the top, put it back into the oven for about 40 minutes until it should be a wee bit jellyish in the middle, you know. It should wibble wobble a wee bit, but be almost completely set. Then we're going to take it out of the oven. We'll make our coulis meantime, so it's cooled down enough. Then we can finish our dish.
Awesome.
So let's make our coulis topping. I always get a bit nervous using words like coulis because this is probably not a coulis. I'm not putting it through a sieve. Okay, like, so anyway.
You can call it a coulis.
I call it a coulis.
Well, when do I ever give you a hard time, Jo?
Every time I'm in the kitchen with you, Mike. Anyway, what you will be pleased to know is that I'm using frozen berries. So I do love to use frozen berries, and also at certain times of year, let's be frank, fresh berries get really, really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when using frozen berries really is a winner. So I'll just slice these, I think actually in halves will be okay, into the size that you want. You just don't want too many big chunks of strawberry on the top, that's all I'm doing.
So you're going to sit this on the top of your cheesecake or serve it with each piece?
I'm gonna put it onto this like in a traditional way. Layer it over the top.
Really nice.
That actually made me think of something. You could do these as little individual cheesecakes, which might be quite pretty, and do them in little ramekins or something. What you do need to do is remember to make this ahead of time though, because we want this to cool down, obviously, before we add it to the top of our cheesecake. So you can do this the day before while you're baking the cheesecake and then let it all cool down in the fridge overnight. Or you can do it just, half an hour, an hour before you're ready to serve your cheesecake. Now, what I also want is, you're going to find quite a lot of juice comes out the berries, and obviously I'm going to add the orange juice that Mike's doing for me. So I don't want it to be too runny because I want this to look really, really beautiful. So I'm just going to use a little corn flour to thicken the sauce so that it's a lovely, nice, thick, fruity berry sauce.
Compote.
A compote. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I knew I'd get the right word eventually with your help. In that goes.
I love how much citrus you're putting in it.
Yeah,
I love
well,
the fact
you're
filling it with.
citrusy.
Yeah, beautiful.
Adding vitamin C too, berries and citrus together. Oh, now look at that gorgeous colour in here now. Okay, that's looking great.
That's enough juice.
Can I take that from you?
Of course you can.
Yeah, look, I gave you the messy job.
Oh, of course. What a surprise.
In that goes too. So once that's simmered down, the corn flour's cooked out, you've got a nice thick sauce. Put it into a bowl as soon as it's come down to room temperature or cool enough to pop into your fridge. Meantime, your cheesecake is almost finished in the oven. Let it cool down, pop them both into the fridge, and then a few hours later, or preferably the next day, you're ready to assemble. So our cheesecake's lovely and set because it's been in the fridge for a few hours, and our coulis is also cooled down, and all we have to do now is top it. So just pop your coulis onto the top, or what did we call it again? A compote. A compote, that's a better name. Onto the top. It's that beautiful bright red colours. Spread your lovely compote out on top, and doesn't that just look gorgeous?
Oh, it looks beautiful, Jo. Really, really beautiful.
A lovely, lovely dessert, and it's kind of light. It's got that 25% less sugar in there. It's got the goodness of the Greek yogurt and the berries and the oats in that crust. I think this is a real winner. Well, the proof is in the Mike taste test. Let's see if I can pass.
I will do the honours for sure. I was going to cut the biggest slice in the world then, and I was like, no, I'll behave.
Be delicate.
I'll behave.
Be delicate, yes. I'm getting a little nervous over here.
Oh, you don't need to be. Look at this. That's an absolute beauty.
It does look lovely. Okay.
However, the proof is definitely in the eating.
Go on, you go first.
Sure?
Yes. I'm very happy with that base. Mike, how does it taste?
Beautiful.
Oh.
Honestly, it's almost like a flapjack base. Like, it reminds me of that sort of, the flavours. It's the oats.
Yeah.
But the compote is delicious. The cheesecake is creamy and rich. The yogurt doesn't soften it at all. You get a nice bit of punch from the yogurt.
Okay, there you go. See? Sorry, digestive biscuits are out for your base. Oats are in.
Sometimes.